There's a pretty spot in Ireland I'll always claim for my land, where the fairies and the blarney will never ever die. So today I thought I would talk to you a little bit about the subject that no one wants to talk about, and that is this subject called air. And especially when it comes to air in bel canto. Now, for most of us, struggle is kind of commonplace, right? We open our mouths to sing, and it doesn't necessarily always come out freely and easily. But then again, many of us are playing with our air, with our mechanics of air. And so, what I talk about is a little bit controversial in terms of just the approach, if you will, to how do we learn how to sing freely with less effort. All right. Now, my perspective is based on what my body does and what my body has been trained to do. And I actually don't think all bel canto conversations are equal. Many are based on something called beautiful singing, which of course is what it means literally in Italian. But I actually try to speak to this as a method, the method that was used in the early 1800s, so that we start to understand they were thinking differently about the body and how the body mechanics worked. Now, jump ahead, I don't know, 200 years almost, right? And when I was with my teacher, many of the principles that he talked to me about were in alignment, let's say, with other methodologies of singing, that there was some diaphragmatic engagement, that there was a natural abdominal movement that occurred, that we were sort of rolling the air out of the body. That was how he talked about it. But the reality is that's not what he trained me to do. So this is where it becomes very, very interesting to me. So my body, when I breathe in bel canto, doesn't really take in air, not at the level most people are taking in air. I don't think I'm going to fill up. It's sort of like my body just opens up and I become a space. The whole inside of me is a space. And now what happens with my air? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I hold still. There's no conscious movement. There is no flow. There is no feeling of air coming out of my mouth. There is no air. It's not moving. How is this even possible, you might ask? So here's what I believe after all these years of working with these mechanics. The vocal folds are a very tiny, very delicate set of mechanics. We'll call it musculature, but it's not exactly muscles, right? We've got cartilage going on down in there. We've got these little ribs. We've got these little things that sort of remind me of little tiny windshield washer blades that are kind of oscillating next to each other, right? That they help maintain that contact so that they can make tone. And what I believe is happening in my body as I hold still is that the subglottal pressure, the air below the folds, that is being sustained below the folds continuously across a phrase, that which is being sustained, that very gentle non-pressure, the feeling of open, stable, suspended space is what's making magic. And when I maintain that inner integrity, that does all the work for me. That is running my vocal folds in a highly efficient way. And I am not trying to micromanage my air, not thinking about my air, not moving my air, not wanting to let go of my air. I just sort of suspend my body, and it does what we all do naturally when we're talking and we want to command or dominate a conversation. We open up, we hold still, and we go. And we don't start talking until, or stop talking until somebody else, no, 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 you're not going to interrupt me. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No, 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 I don't want to be interrupted yet. And we will hold still for our filibuster. And that essentially is what I'm doing in bel canto. Hope you have a great day wherever you are. Ciao.